TikTok fam? It's your girl Truck Diva 2022 coming at you. Listen, I just saw this video of this little girl just saying all kind of curse words. And it...
What the fuck? Shit. God.
Just reminded me of something that I just experienced on yesterday. For those that follow me, you know I'm a truck driver, and I kind of call it moonlighting as a school bus driver. And I've been out of the school bus driving game for like 7 years that I was truck driving, right? So anyway, yesterday I had a whole field trip that I did, and I work in Michigan, in Detroit, and I had to do a field trip for, of course, a black high school for the football team. I was taking them out to the suburbs, and I found a few things quite disturbing to me. Now, black folks, you gonna understand what I'm talking about when I speak on this. So, you have 40 young men from the high school that I'm transporting, right, to go and face off a football team that's out in the suburbs. And the coach is like, well, when we get out there, don't nobody be using the N-word. And then he just going off on a deep end, just using every other cuss word that there is. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, you know, like I'm just non-existent. Like, you know, what happened to the real men that respected a woman, women in their presence, you know? It's like, I digress. So anyway, as we're riding, and I'm trying to hurry up and get this team to where they got to go, because first of all, the conversations that they were having were so raunchy and just disgusting. Like, who's raising you kids? So anyway, I'm gonna fast forward to the ride home, and they got on my bus, right? And the conversations, and just it's the conversations that I don't need to hear. Like, this is how we're raising our kids, and just listening to the coach interact with these kids, telling them shut the F up, and just talking just crazy to them. You know, if this was 20-30 years ago, you know, you gonna hear something from the parents, but now it's just like it's everyday talk. So it just got to a point where my skin was just boiling, my ears couldn't take it, and I sort of kind of snapped, and I said, you're the problem. You're the reason why they act like this. And it was like he was so dumbfounded to the point he didn't know what I was talking about. I said, look how you talk to these kids. I said, ain't no way I'm gonna allow somebody to talk to my child the way that you talk to these boys. And he said, well, you gotta understand, men are different from women. I said, no. I said, respect is respect. You're not gonna have a conversation with me and be talking MF this and B this and F y'all, and no, you talk to these kids like you have some common sense. And what I ended up telling him, I said, you know what? I said, because I ended up getting a smoothie. One of the coaches had bought me a smoothie, so I had walked on the field to go give it to him. And even before I even got on the field, I could hear this coach using every cuss word, every colorful cuss word there is, talking to these boys, screaming at these boys. And I'm thinking, like, you got all of these white people, because we in the suburbs, you got all of these white people that, never never played this team before, never seen these people before, and you just using colorful words or cursive words, as some people say. So I was just like kind of horrified, like, oh my God, this is what we do? So I didn't want to hear anymore, so I walked back to my bus, right? And I'm quite a distance away, y'all, and I still hear this coach cussing up a storm. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I let him know. I said, you know what? I said, this whole trip, I didn't hear those boys. I said, I heard you. I said, I heard you say every cuss word there is. And you know what he had to say? But what about the white people? They was cussing too. I said, hold on. I said, didn't you just have a pep talk with your team saying, don't use the N word, be on your best behavior? And I'm just like, some people expect us, and when I say us, and I'm getting my nails done tomorrow, y'all, so mind your business. But but some people expect black people to be ignorant, to respond in a certain manner, like we are animals. And I told that coach, the way you acted, I said, you were every bit of the N-word. And I said, if I was a representative from your school, I said, I would have been embarrassed to even be associated with you. I said, you're part of the problem, sir. You cannot talk to these kids any kind of way and think that you're going to gain their respect. You know what he said to me? He said, I talk to them because they don't know any other way. And I conform to how they are. I said, hold on, that's not how it works. I said, you're the whole adult. They follow the example that you set. And it was like, his whole thing was he wanted to agree to disagree. It's like, because you know I'm right. We have to do better. And not just in the black community, just as a community, period. But if you're this color, we have to do a lot better than most. Because it's like some people expect us to be at the bottom, to not know how to talk to people. I was disgusted. It's like the whole conversation that he had with these kids. I said, you know what? I would never want to ever date. I would, and if I had kids that were high school age, I wouldn't want my girls to date none of them guys. Because it's like, if you teaching these kids that the way you talk is okay and all that raunchy talk is okay, and then he said that during one of their practices he gonna show them some movie pudding tang. I can't remember. I know it's either 70s or 80s movie, but it's not kid appropriate. And I'm just like, we gotta do better. That's all. You know, the devil's greatest trick is making people believe he doesn't exist. So if he can get you to say curse words and you curse yourself, or you listening to your favorite artist that they're speaking witchcraft and spells over the music, they get you to curse your own self. So you have to be mindful of the things that you do and say. Okay? Love y'all.